What is up? Hula Boo, you're always first, man. Well done. Good on you. Let's go. Third. Corin was first today. All right. Hanad, how you doing? Getting this shit booted up. Pretty excited to stream today, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, okay. Strutters, what's up? Welcome back. Has strong opening crew. I like the opening crew to be strong. So, cheers to y'all. NNN777, NNN. I saw you join the chat room earlier. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm pretty, Don, what's up? Pretty excited to stream today because 1 week ago, we fucking nailed the top, yo. Nailed the top. Oh my god! I was out this morning. I was in the process of going back and editing a week ago, to actually like play it here, and I'm just not that technologically savvy. But if you were here a week ago on the 11th, I pretty much said what's on the screen here. This is the drawing from a week ago. I didn't do it last time I streamed. And I moved the fund to like 40% stables at the time. I moved myself to primarily stables at the time. I bought back in a little bit early, but I've been kind of layering in. It just went huge at like under 4,000 personally. So yeah, I moved the fund to 40% stables at about 65,000. Not all of it, because there's still a chance that it's not gonna do what you think. And then it just, wasn't the right time. But the Plus EV fund should. Oh. Dan. Oh, Dan edited it for me. Right on, man. So if you're in the Stack Labs Telegram, Dan the man edited the stream last week for me and put that little clip on there. It's like 2 minutes. Which is very cool. NFT's been crushing it. 100%. How you guys feeling though? I like to start off this way. You know I like to start off this way. It's been a pretty weird week since last we spoke. But we're going to keep things consistent. How are y'all feeling? Nervous is reasonable. I'm an NFT guy, so I'm riding a high, but sad about my bag. But they're farming, so it's all good. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Shady. Is this where I get my hug? Don't need a hug, man. I think the bottom's in. So, good. Plug alt, good. Plug's got it. It always takes a little while. By the way, plug alts, welcome. First time chatters, always get a shout out. Yeah, so what Has just said, range here, let alts run. Oh, cool, dude. Yeah, I only know, because obviously you have to follow now to chat, so I have like an activity feed up in like the top left corner that says, followed you for the first time. Oh, on Twitter, right on. Well, welcome in. Yeah, sorry, I don't put a ton of content out on Twitter, and I need to fix that. Like, I need to be better about putting more shit out. But I live called the mini bottom last time, and I think we got the bottom this time. So, you know, I'll do more. So overall, we got some nerves. Does anybody think like we're dead? This is just like a temporary reprieve? Because like it's possible. We'll go through all the scenarios here in a moment. Thank you, Haas. But seriously, like it's a perfectly valid opinion to be like, yo man, it's not even worth playing this bounce because this shit's probably done. Does anybody feel that way? I'm just curious. I don't see anybody coming through being like, yep, fuck it, move to stables. Well, crypto's not going anywhere, but it doesn't mean price couldn't go down. Dan the Man says not dead. Bob the Builder. Still optimistic for end of year. I would agree. All right. Hasbro's been calling it since below $1. I'm sorry, I missed it. Whatever you said, Akorian. Super? Yeah. Fizz, or PC, in the chat, has been on me to get into Super for a while, too. Yeah, Super Farm. And I haven't done it. Save that money. Cheers to you, okay? Got these gifts, I might as well use them. That's my whole point on this. Like, here's the thing. A lot of fucking LARPs out there. Okay? A lot of fucking LARPs. I do not get every call right. I lose money. A lot. I should have more money than I do, to be honest with you. Because conviction is something that's earned over time, even for people that have been in this game for a while. But when you see strong shit, you gotta say something. See something, say something. And hopefully that can help you guys gain some conviction. I don't remember who it was. I was talking to somebody, like people DM me on Telegram all the time, and usually, I'll respond. Unless you say something fucking stupid, then I won't. But somebody messaged me and was like, hey man, like because of your call, I went to stables, I wasn't sure, and you kind of pushed me over the edge. And I was like, that's great. If you don't have the conviction, you can certainly borrow some of mine, okay? Now, does not mean I'm going to be right all the time, but this that I have on your screen right now, and literally, if you go back 1 week ago, Bobo, what's up? Jaka, Self-Sovereign. Oh, no, it definitely is. It definitely is Self-Sovereign. We'll get into it. But a week ago, if you go back, I think you can watch any previous stream, but if you go back 1 week ago, we talked about this. Okay? We talked about this specifically. Change this to red for consistency or else it will annoy me. We talked about this setup specifically and said, you know what? Literally my quote was, I've ignored this in the past when I see it, because I let my like bull hopium get in the way, where I'm like, yeah, this is a double top. There is a daily divergence. But I can't take my bulltard goggles off, and so I'm not going to move to stables. And I've regretted it every time. So literally go back 1 week ago. It's like in the first 20 minutes of the stream, so it's not like you got to look for it for long. And we talk about this. So play it out exactly as you thought. And then if you keep going back, here's another example. Play it out exactly as you thought. This is what it looked like, okay? Here's two more examples where every time it happened, including the top in April, May. So you do not ignore this shit when it happens. And it helps. Like, it helps to talk about it ahead of time. Now you've seen it. Yeah, we're all bull tarts. Because here's the thing, man. On a high enough time frame, like, this isn't shit. Right? Like, that sucks. No doubt, that sucks. But JV7XBT, our hype train leader. Conductor. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Welcome back. So it's still, all right, I mean, yeah, this is a little damning, but if we can stay above this area that we formed at the start of the year. You fucker. Come on. Okay? Then who cares? Right? But if we can save some money in the interim, give ourselves some stables to deploy, then that's amazing. That's great. Which is what we did. I just redeployed every penny of the fund. The fund is 100% committed after being 40% to cash. Now you could argue I should have gone straight to cash. I bet if I had moved every bit of that to cash, we'd have kept going. Right? So there's nothing wrong with this, but just keep in mind, it's not like we're out, it's not like we're home free. Like I deployed stables. And if it fucking breaks down again, like I'll take that loss and you guys can all be pissed at me if you're in. But Chief, when is game over? I was thinking about this the other day. And a book that I like to read every now and again, and it's stupid. You guys are gonna be like, okay, you just like read books on economics? Yeah. Not only do I read books on economics, but I read like beginner level books. Okay, I'm not talking like fucking getting into Keynesian economic theory. I'm talking like, you know, basic economics by Thomas Sowell. And the more you think about how economics works and what happens to supply and demand and what is price truly a function of, it's hard to not look at this and go, yes, there will be higher lows. But I do not think you're going to see anything like 2017. I don't think you're going to see anything like March of 20. Adoption, dude, fucking crypto.com on the Staples Center. FTX being on Facebook. In 2017, for those of you who are like all fucking fractaling up right now, in 2017, was crypto.com the sponsor of the Staples Center? Did FTX exist, let alone have Tom Brady or Giselle? Or was there FTX Arena in Miami? Or did the baseball umpires have FTX on their fucking shirts that get seen every day? UFC's main sponsor is crypto.com. Okay, so you're telling me that it's the same situation that we had right now? You're fucking wrong. Okay? You're wrong. Every time an athlete buys a Bored Ape and puts it as their profile picture, every time there's a tweet or a sponsor or something happening, it's different. The mediums didn't even exist in 2017. 2017 laid the groundwork for what's happening right now, right? Post Malone, Weekend song, first thing he does, and the video is buy a Bored Ape. Okay, yeah, this is definitely the same. It's not the same. So we will always have higher lows, and hopefully higher highs, and hopefully we just continue to trend upward, guys and gals. But I'm not even remotely concerned yet. From like the bottom comes out, right? I don't think we're there. Moon Patty. Yeah, I know Moonpay. So, let's go back. As we talked about a week ago, this was a short-term, well, it could be a reversal signal, straight up. It could be a reversal signal. And it was. We caught the reversal here, looked like maybe we were wrong here, and then boom, we went from 66 down to 50. What did we get to today? 56.5? 56.6 today. So literally a $10,000 move if you were just following along, right? Not bad. Now, this area is important. You go, well, what's this random ass box you drew on your screen, Jared? Well, let me tell you. Damn it, Aquarian, stop front running my material, bro. You're fine. You see this area that was R before, okay? We talked about this last time we were here. That just because you break through an area, it isn't really proven until you test it from the top, right? And we got one test here. I'll move in closer. Another test here. Now, this is not perfect, but if we could test this, yeah, I know. If we can really truly test this and prove it, a double bottom, higher low, on top of all-time highs from the spring, and essentially show that flip from resistance to support, quite honestly, it's better. It's better. It's bullish as fuck. Absolutely. Okay. It is bullish as fuck. I can't even begin to tell you how unhealthy it is when you see shit just whoop and just rip straight up. If it goes up like that, it will come down like that. If you don't build and prove support at levels, you don't get institutional buyers to come in and defend those levels, okay? You don't. Now think about this for a moment, because I think this is going to be a theme, guys. As long as I'm breathing, I'm going to be streaming. This would be my fucking tagline. If I'm breathing, I'm streaming. I think we're going to talk about this for literally years. And I hope y'all hang out for those years, because it's fun. I fucking love doing this. I love talking to you guys. You guys teach me shit every day. Stack Labs, one of the best groups there is out there, if you come and hang out. But we're going to see this repeat itself over the next weeks, months, probably years. That there were probably plenty of you missed this candle and we're like, fuck, man. We're going straight to 100K. Didn't buy here, got to 68, thought it was breaking down here, all the way back up, went to 69, and we're like, I missed it. That's it. I can't get in. There are new setups. Like, if there's no setup in crypto, just wait a week. Wait a week. Maybe two. And if we just continue to find resistance, create resistance, break it, move higher, come down, test it, move forward, like, it's so unbelievably productive. I can't even talk about it. How outrageously bullish that will be. Taxia just pings me that bored mummies waking up are actually waking up. Well, I got 2 top 200 rarities and they've just been a stain on my account ever since I got them. Anyway. So, are we out of the woods yet? Yeah. So Fly, where are you? Not sure this stream is the right place for it, but can you take the info you're giving and apply to everything that I talk about? Everything that I talk about not only is relevant here, Fly, it's relevant on alts, it's relevant on stocks, it's relevant on derivatives, on futures, 100% relevant everywhere. I started trading equities and futures. And then I learned about crypto and I was like, oh my God, this shit is 1,000 times easier. I'd rather trade a developing market. And by the way, welcome. Fly, that's a first time commenter. Appreciate you. I saw Daniel DA88 just followed, which means he's probably going to say something. What you got, Daniel? It's basically a free TL. I mean, that's the idea, right? Help you guys get better. Adastra. Yeah, huge win. Huge win for Michigan this past weekend. So, back to our regular schedule programming. This signal typically looks like this, okay? You get the divergence, which we got, and we called on the 11th. Breakdown. How it typically works is that, okay? How it typically works, I'll change it to yellow. Ah, that's green. Yellow is that. Is it comes down, breaks the 50, shoots through to the other side, tries to come back up, and the 50 rejects, okay? That's typically how this thing goes. However, many times, you see it here. Broke through, tried to come up, and boom, right back through it, flipped it to support, and ram. Off we went. Oops. You can see it worked out perfectly. Here. Broke down, came back up, tried to get through, people sold into it, hit the A line, and boom, we're down. So, Hanad, yeah, Wyckoff, it actually, no shit. This is Wyckoff. What's happening right now. All of this, okay? Including this part right here. If you actually look at the Wyckoff pattern, it's an accumulation pattern down here. And it breaks up, down, up to new highs. And if you actually look at what happens to a Wyckoff accumulation pattern after this takes place, it isn't, let's go to the fucking moon like everybody thinks it is, which I don't know why people do. Oh, it played out, man. Everybody accumulated. Must be we're doubling now. No. If you look at what actually supposed to happen is exactly this. Move sideways and consolidate after you take highs. That's what's called for. Now, on a daily pattern, it has a lot more strength. But, I mean, it could happen again on a lower time frame, right? It could happen again on a lower time frame. Pull that out of here. So keep an eye on it. Now, we want this to hold. Even if this does hold, which it, you know, we got some buyers, which we got buyers that, there's two different types of buyers. There's buyers who are closing their shorts, and that's not enough to bounce. People that actually left the market need to re-enter the market, or new people need to step in, or else you'll get continuation to the downside. So, we're not out of the woods, but the first step, holding this area, happened. And there's really even like a decent case for support down to that 53 that a Korean just pointed out every YouTuber in the world is looking for. If everybody's looking for it, nah. Now, let me give you my bullish case, my most bullish case. Because believe it or not, what happened today and where we are now is essentially, if we can hold this area, I believe we will hit $100,000 Bitcoin in the next like 3-4 months. Okay, if we can hold this area, I think you'll see 100K Bitcoin in the next 3-4 months. Here's why. Remember our old MACD? You all probably remember me talking about MACD and primarily using it for divergences, which is 100% true. I am Ferrant. What's up, buddy? Welcome back. However, and I've made mention of this before, but now I'm going to give it to you as a signal. MACD coming back to the 0 line and turning up at the 0 line, extremely bullish. Okay? That essentially negates and burns off every bit of momentum that it took to get from here to here. Sorry, I thought I put this on. It would essentially burn off the entirety of the momentum that we used to move price 64% from 40,000 to 60, whatever the fuck that is, 7,000? Oh, that is? Yeah. And if we can do all of that and maintain a double bottom higher low with a momentum reset, holy fuck. Holy fuck. Carolina Sticks subscribes with Prime. Thanks, Carolina. I forget that I have that. Okay, hold on. Prime subscription and loot reminder. This is a button. I actually have like the thing up again. So I just pressed it. Does it do anything? Doesn't do anything. All right. Well, I tried. So yeah, you can subscribe using Prime. I don't know how to do it. I did it myself. It took me a while. But it was, me being inept. Corin, you said, can it be a flat ABC correction? So I don't think of an ABC like that, right? It shows a button on the screen. Does it really? Like on my overlay, there's a button on the screen? That's pretty sick. I didn't know. So, Corinne, tell me more what you mean by that. Hanad, also subscribe to the Prime. Thanks, bud. Now, very, very bullish if this happens. Oh. Bobo just sent me the screen grab of what it looks like. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it's over on the side there. Cool. I didn't know. Now, for the actual scenarios here that we're going to look at, obviously holding this and forming this as the range low will be awesome. We still need to turn up. I'd like us to stay above the 50. Ah, shit. Ads? We got ads? Something just popped up. I'm trying to do better. Let me know if you got ads. So we want to form this range low. No ads, all right. But there are going to be two spots that we're still going to need to get over. And so it's not like, oh shit, the bottom's in, it's going to be straight line forward. The reason why I just said like 3-4 months is because of this. We have this here. Let's say we get this, okay? Like I said to you guys last time, if we get back to the A line and hard reject, you are going to... Okay. You're going to see me, if we get like a real reject at this A-line breakdown, I'm going to move the fund myself, probably 75-80% cash. And then I would buy it on here again, if it formed. Like a triple tap on the bottom, that's fine. Let's say we get through it, no issues, straight up too. We're still going to get resistance here, okay? And this would literally be amazing. Give me this range. This is actually what we talked about a week ago. I remember I saw Tom chatting about it in Telegram. Like if we actually get, that's right. If we actually get this level of range, this high, I mean, alts are going to be amazing. It's going to be what everybody's talked about. Yeah, so Haz says alt season. Exactly right, man. So, like, this is just not... It's not like we're through. I guess that's what I would say. We want to form this where it's like, okay, people actually stepped in between 56.5 and 59 to buy, and we can actually say that this is the bottom of the range because it'll put more people back in. Okay, that's what we want. So one area, if we turn up 64, second area would probably stop would be the 66.8, 67, and then obviously all-time highs. So those are three areas. If you use TradingView, set alerts so it texts you when this shit happens. Okay, set alerts. 64.1, 66.9, and 69. Those are the next three big areas. When we hit those and everyone's feeling euphoric and you're like, holy shit, I bought the bottom. And we get there and you see like some sales or like some liquidation runs to the downside. Maybe take some off the table, okay? Keep your collateral in Bitcoin and then just don't give a shit. Like, all right, I took my scalp, I added to my stack. I'm a stacker. And then keep rolling, right? That's the whole point. So, keep those areas in mind. To the downside, let's talk about what nobody wants to talk about. Yeah, algo, fuck, dude. I swear we'll talk about this. Arthur Rosenda says the selling was due to what? Because if you believe those on-chain gurus, of which I'm not one of them, everybody who's diamond hands long-term holders, but the selling was incessant. Dude, no joke. So that was from, who was that from? Arthur. What's happened here to me, not that bad of selling. For real. It's not. This is nothing. Okay? This and this, like, aren't really comparable. And then look at the volume down here. This is just FTX, by the way. Yeah, so there's a guy on Bitfinex that's T-wapping out of his position. So he feels strongly that the price is going to go down. Good for him. And he's literally just impacting the whole market. Whales got to go out. Whales got to come in. Yeah. By the way, my Tommy, there's no downside. It's up only, bro. I like it. So from the selling perspective, like, it needed to be done. Okay. Whenever people make too much money, they need to take profits. Okay. Think about this. Look, if you were streaming back with me here, bro, like, we called this bottom. It was literally a 64% move. If you were hanging out back then, go find the stream. It's there. I also talked about it on Kaz's stream as well, which is how a lot of you are here now. So that's a lot of money, dude. If you come in with real money and catch one of those moves, if you come in with like adult grown man money and you put 64% on your dollar and you hold and get to where it forms a technical double top, people are going to sell. That's okay. That's how that happens. There's something in that Thomas Sowell book for basic economics. Again, just basic economics. I'm not talking about going to the fucking London School of Econ. I'm talking about basic economics, which every single one of you should read. He talks about price movement. And people think that price is like, well, it's just sellers, or well, it's just buyers, and that's it. Like, price ends at where it ends because of all factors coming together at once. There is no price manipulation on a thing like Bitcoin. There's absolutely price manipulation on shit like alts, particularly low cap alts. 100%. 100%. So I don't think there was anything malicious in there. By the way, Joao, I did see your black correction ABC. So yeah, I mean, I've never really seen it as that specifically, but it does look like what we got, right? So yeah, that just looks like a range forming to me, and it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. I said man money. Yeah, dude, because like, look, even what I trade and what I know some of you in here trade, like there's some big players in here, and I appreciate y'all are hanging out with me. But you make 65% and a couple $1 million, bro. It's like hard to not be like, you know what? I'll just hang out for a while. Like, and I don't blame you for doing that, right? Those people didn't get to the place where they had that amount of money by being greedy when they're up 65%. In how much time was that? From September 29th, literally 3 weeks. 65% in 3 weeks. You're not taking any off the board? Come on. Even from range lows to range highs, was still 10 grand. Absolutely self-sovereign. Absolutely. All right. So we've spent 37 minutes talking about Bitcoin. I'll go back to like my main screen. So this was on FTX, which I use for drawing new stuff. It's what I used last time. This is my main screen for the area. Hey ho, look at that. We fucking held this area, right? Well, Mauzy, I am back in. So I committed the fund. I bought under 4,000 personally, and then I added for the fund recently. So it's up to you. I mean, we're a little early, but as somebody mentioned, there are divs forming right now on lower time frames, which is nice. We blew out the 4 hour, which sucks, but Ethereum actually looks better. And I'll show that here in a moment here. I'll show that in a moment here. So hold this level. Let's talk about the other side of this. If we cannot maintain momentum, if this is not the bottom, which I said a little bit ago, it might not be, okay? I think it is. I put my money where my mouth is, and I committed myself and the fund, so it's not like I'm here fucking around. You can go check the fund too. You can see exactly what the allocation is. It's primarily Ethereum though, not Bitcoin. Yep. Felt like that's bad on repeat. Ethereum's looking better. I'm 100% serious, Adastra. I think Ethereum's the market leader, not Bitcoin, and that just makes Bitcoin fucking people big mad, man. Like Bitcoin Max is big mad. So Joba, I have a fund that I manage, and you can see its allocation on token sets. That's which one. If you come into the Stack Labs Telegram room, you can learn more about it. I don't really want to talk about it here. Here's the invite link, if I can actually get it to paste. Come hang out with us. And if you want any of my indicators, you got to join the room to do it. Yeah, no problem. So if this breaks down, the next logical level for me is 53, which is what everybody has. And it's very, very possible that that's where it would end up going, right? The other thing too is you have to look from bottom to top. Where would the... That's right, next goal is 690. We got 423 people in there now. Now our next goal is 690 people. We had 420 for like a day. The next question is, where is the logical landing point? And now, maybe people know this, maybe people don't. Why are Fibonacci retracement tools useful, okay? Like, I know you guys use them for targets, but the retracement tool, why do I only have 50 to 61% on mine? Anybody know? Isn't that the golden something, mean reversion? Yeah, well, technically 50% is mean reversion from a swing, 100%. Yeah, so it's essentially a mean reversion on a large move, and typically, even if you look on lower time frames, 50 to 61.8 is typically where higher lows are put in. Okay, so that applies across all alts, all stocks, all futures, whatever. 50 to 61.8 is like the retrace zone. And hey, look guys, where does it come in? It comes in right on these other key levels. And as I talked about last time, and as I talked about the time before that, anytime you get this sort of deviation above what was an established channel, like we had it, and it fails back into the channel, there's a decent chance you're going to test the other side of it. And the 50 to 61.8 would be essentially, we could just grind over here, hit the bottom of the previously established channel, be on this pivot flip, and look to go higher. So if we break down from here, the levels I would look at would be this 54, 55 area, and then after that, the like 51, 51 and a half over on the right side of the chart. So I hope we don't. It'd be much more productive if we did not, if we held, which you're like, yeah, no shit, man. It's always more productive when price stays higher. Like, yeah, for sure. But you got to look at both sides of this coin. So those are my scenarios. Either we hold here in range, and then you look at where we just talked about at these key levels on the way back up. If there's a strong rejection, cover your ass, okay? You will never, ever, ever find me being like, oh, just fucking YOLO, man. 10x this shit. Go take out a loan on your house. That's not who I am. Take your profits. Because as we just talked about, even if let's say we go to Stables, all of us decide, shit, we're all on the same page. Let's go to Stables. There will always be another trade to get in. It's just, can you fight the battle psychologically to wait for it? Yeah. The golden pocket. There you go. Thank you, Arthur. Good ad. Seriously, it was a good ad. So do you have the intestinal fortitude, if you decide to go to Stables, to wait for the next signal? Because that might mean this, like no shit, okay? I'm gonna play this out really quick. Let's say we do this, and we see a little bit of turn down, and like I said, if this rejects harshly, I'll move myself to pretty much Stables. And then it's just a wick down and boom. It could happen. Yeah, no worries, Joel. We'll be here. And if it breaks out to something crazy, 80 grand, whatever it is, would you have the intestinal fortitude to wait until we got the retest from the highs on this level that we just rejected from, 66, 68? The problem is a lot of people don't. A lot of people go, fuck, it's gone, it's missing. So you know what you do? You fucking YOLO by the top at 83, and then you capitulate here. It goes down a little further. You feel like you were right. It's a great buy opportunity, moves higher, and you end up buying about where you sold, and all you did was lose money along the way. Like, it's just a discipline thing, right? Rafayek says RSI looks bad in its serious volume. So I don't like RSI. I don't use it. I don't think anyone should use it because RSI throws off among the worst signals of any indicator that you look at. It gets a lot of stuff right too. In fact, it does it quicker than MACD does. MACD and RSI are essentially the same thing. But MACD is more of a lagging indicator. Mousy sounds like my strategy. I hope not, bro. That's why we're talking about it here. That's why you have to draw your levels and you have to go, fuck, it's going to come back and test it. I guarantee you it will. So I don't use RSI. RSI is a faster signal, but also throws off the most errors. MACD, it's more of a lagging indicator. You're not going to get the best entry that way, but you can feel more confident about the moves. All right. So those are our signals. Let's move to Ethereum really quick because I want to talk about this. Like, could not look any better. Like, are you guys serious? This is the shit that drives me nuts. Look at this. Look at this on your screen. Did you now? Okay, so with Bollinger Bands, Rafik, it becomes better, right? You got to stack it up with other shit. So if you have a good thing, fine. I don't really see the volume to suggest this being over. Is this new chair worth it? 100%, bro. 100%. This chair is fucking awesome. At first, I was like, yeah, it's a little different. Every day I sit in it, I'm like, this chair rocks. Okay. Just look at this chart. I want everybody here to drink in this chart. Yeah, let me make it. There we go. Perfect. Drink in this chart. Tell me this shit isn't amazing. It's a 3-day chart. Oh man, I have no idea why the Ethereum wick down stopped where it did today. Good, Has. Means you're getting better. I remember some of your early charts. No offense, they were fucking atrocious. No doubt, dude. I remember, this would be a quick aside while you guys drink in the majesty that is this fucking chart. I remember when I first started learning this and the guys that taught me, I took a class, I was in a room afterward where literally I asked all the questions I wanted, and I was in a room with a bunch of people that were like fund managers, okay? Like people that manage hundreds of millions of dollars. And I was that asshole that was posting charts to be like, no, man, look, this is right. And they'd be like, you need to calm down, this is terrible. Like, I would never move anything. I would never take that trade. Your chart looks ridiculous. It's unclear. You're forcing that line there, and there. And it was like, oh, God. So, like, you really didn't want to, like, put shit in there without really, really vetting it. But I was that guy who was like, I'm blowed up. Tell me why I'm wrong. And then they'd be like, you're not right. And I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not right. And then I'd try to argue my own point when I was clearly wrong. And then I got better. Okay? That's right, self-sovereign, okay? Look at this. So this green number here, this 39, 30, 70. If you look at any of my previous streams, this shit was on here, okay? This has been here. If you watch the one where I drew these levels, it was this exact fucking line. The exact line, okay? So I did not move this. I did not doctor this. You can see over here, 39, 30, 70. Oh, on that side, 39, 30, 70. I'm gonna pull up, and on the top of the screen right here, if you can see what the low is for today. You guys ready? 39.30.05. 39.30.05. The line that we've had drawn for weeks, months, is 39.30.70. But yeah, guys, Bitcoin's leading the market for sure. Bitcoin is definitely leading the market. Are you out of your fucking mind? By the way, I'm sorry if you're new here. I cuss. I don't have time to censor myself. I have to censor myself in my home because my son is 4. He just turned 4 yesterday, actually. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. We had a great day. But literally, I have to censor myself there, so I'm not going to do it now. Algo and Else lead the market. Stop trolling me, man. show me your glass sphere. I want one too. What are you talking about? So yeah, without planning this, without thinking about it, it stopped within $1 of where it should have so far. $1. So Haz just asked a question that was, any particular reason to use 3-day? Yeah, $1 off, I know, right? Technically it was 65 cents. Within $1. I never used the 3-day time frame until I got into crypto. Never did. And then I saw other people using it and I was like, what? And the reason why, like, usually for me, it was always like 4 hour, 8. No, you're right. You're right. The glass sphere thing I didn't get. I wasn't sure if you're talking about like my watch or whatever. I never used 3 days, but I used weekly, I used daily, and then obviously hour, 4 hour, 30 minute when I was trading like equities or futures. But those aren't 24/7 traded markets. So if you just go from like daily to weekly on a 24-hour traded market, you need to have something in between. And so I found the 3-day to be very, very hard to manipulate because people talk about market manipulation all the time. They do. People do. Like, go anywhere in fucking crypto, check anybody's Twitter account, and if you listen long enough, you'll hear somebody talk about market manipulation because you know what? Markets are easily manipulated as a 5-minute chart. Markets are easily manipulated on a 5-minute chart. They can still be done on 15. They can still be done on 30. Becomes a little bit harder at 1 hour. Can still be done on 4 hour, but again, you got to get like a liquidation run. 8 hours, it's getting to be almost impossible. 12 hours, same thing. Day, like maybe you can do it for a day. 3-day, it's impossible. Weekly, it's impossible. Okay? So when people are like, oh, these fuckers, you know, they mess around and they'll screw, you know, they're all just fucking with us on the market. It's so clear. Whenever I see somebody say that in Telegram or on Twitter or on a YouTube show, which I don't watch a lot of people's YouTube shows because most of them are shit, as I'm here on YouTube. Whenever I hear somebody talk like that, I'm always like, all right, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Because if you're trying to play with algos and if you're trying to play with whales who have a disproportionate amount of liquidity, and just fucking you can be manipulated. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. So Haz just said the same thing. I tend to notice most people on Twitter react to the 15-minute chart. It's funny. It's hilarious. Those are LARPers that don't know what they're doing. Okay. So why do I use 3-day chart? Because when you get to a 24/7 traded market, probably Forex would be the same example. Like, going from daily to weekly, you're missing a lot of signals. Okay. So here's my note for you all at home or at fucking work or wherever the hell you're listening to me. This 39.30 needs to hold. Okay. If it breaks down, and I mean break down, like really break down, not like a wick goes underneath it, because that could still happen. But if it really breaks down, like, we're going to the bottom of this channel. So right now, if we were to go straight down, that would be 36. And that would make me sad, but it would also be going to the bottom of the channel. So big fucking deal. Now, let me tell you the reason why I actually entered the market when we were under 4,000, personally. Oh, Lord. Okay. I front ran this 4-hour bull div on the MACD. I front ran it. Broke my own rule. Did not have a trigger. But I knew how important that 4,000 of like 3,900 area was. And so I was willing to take that risk. So that's where we are right now. Now, I'm going to do that crystal ball shit again. You guys ready? I hope you're ready. Anybody ready? I want to dunk on some people. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Let me know if you're ready in the chat. You ready for some crystal ball shit? Okay. We're ready. Nice. Yeah, feeling good. Feeling good. I'll even hit the Okay. I know two sounds at once kind of sucks. Here's what's going to happen. If we maintain this, I've always said that on this sort of signal, the trigger and the target is the 50 day. Always. It almost always is. That's how we just play it out the daily. Okay? But here's the next level of this that I very rarely talk about, but is pretty often the case. When this triggers, and it hasn't even triggered yet, okay, so we can go deeper, but as long as this div maintains, I'm still gonna be long. I'm not gonna change my position. What will end up happening is you'll see this bounce up and come back down and do this, okay? Why does that happen? One, there's a pivot on a decently sized time frame here. Somebody bought when they thought this was the bottom and they're underwater. Okay? Yes, Aquarian got there first like usual. This forms an inverse head and shoulders reversal. And when you know this is going to happen, or how you know this is going to happen, is you look at the slope of the 50 day. Okay? I know that we would all of us would love, because like, look, this is still sloping down. All right. How many times do you see that slope of a 50 segment moving average get broken? How often do you see it? You don't. So, is this going to happen this way? I don't know. But you better believe that if I get this right, I'm going to come back and I'm going to fucking clout harvest and glad stand and say, look, this is why this happened. So what will end up typically happening is you'll see kind of like a mini range form down here where you come back up and they'll sell it back down and it will start to be defended or protected a little bit more. And what this allows this to do is flatten out a little bit more, okay? So you'll see the 50 MA flatten a little more, flip it to support, and then you move higher, okay? That is how this shit works. It's how it almost always works. I never really talk about this when I talk about divergences. You guys have seen me call this shit all the time, okay? So it's not like you guys haven't seen me do this before. I just typically don't give out this level of alpha, but we got 60 plus people here. So there you go. This is how inverse head and shoulders form. So you'll start to see, if this ends up happening, every Tom, Dick, and Harry on Twitter talk about, oh, the like, inverse head and shoulders reversal, like, and then they're late. Like, we've been long already, and they're buying our bags slightly higher. But this is how these reversals start. You want this to come through, break the 50, flip it to support. It would probably be at this point around here, like 43.30 or so, and then move higher from there. That's how this shit is supposed to go. Okay? Now, a lot of you are probably sitting there being like, this motherfucker, there's no way. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Now, it could also range, you know, that's not even saying about like rejecting 45.50, but that's how this signal typically works. So we've talked about building a trade before. We've talked about how do you get into a position, and I've made a lot of fun of people who just buy areas, even though that's kind of what I did, but it was inside of another signal today. You have to identify these areas, these key areas ahead of time, okay? So you look at this and you go, this chart looks fucking stupid. Like, why do you have this line right through the middle here? This doesn't even necessarily look accurate, and then whatever. Well, it's the same line from the 3-day, guys. So how do you find key areas? Well, you look on higher time frames and see if they're respected and see if they make sense. And we just came down and tagged it beautifully, and now we're bouncing back up. What's up, Highlander? Welcome in, buddy. So, keep that in mind. This is a key area. It is an area people are going to defend. You have the plan before it takes place. I do love Cosmos. I don't love how it's getting its fucking ass kicked right now. But, we'll see. Corian just said, it's a shame token sets do not allow limit orders. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm going to push them very, very hard to get on AVAX. With what's happened with AVAX, I think they probably will. But if they don't, then I'm going to start looking into ways to do it on my own. Rinser24, good to hear someone with reason, not some fucking moon boy. I feel like that should be the tag of the show because that's usually Rinser like no joke. That's usually what people say. They're like, hey, you don't sound like those other fucking assholes. Like, oh, okay. So like Stack Labs. Not like every other fucking asshole. All right. So Television said, hello, have you talked about Crypto.com? He's a first-time commenter. I have not. Actually, Crow, Crypto.com, all that shit is like the one thing that I am under exposed to within the Cosmos ecosystem, which makes me very sad. Just sick of the 100,000 people all over Twitter. Markets not work like that. Got a decent bet. Yeah, dude, I should have got it. You guys all told me to. Has told me to. What's his name? Highlander told me to, and I fucking didn't do it. It's just like algo. All right. Let's look at ETHBTC really quick. Bittenrat says most YouTubers just know some patterns and they repeat them every day. Yeah, I try to keep it fresh. I try to know what I'm talking about. And, show what I see, not what fit everything into the square, round peg into the square hole that is my knowledge base, right? So this is what I'm most known for, if you can even say it. We caught this divergence and we rode this all the way up, and Ethereum's been kind of bleeding down a little bit, but I do like this area. I like this area really down to this like 0.069, maybe even a little bit further, 0.68. Yeah, Sol under 200 sucks balls. We'll talk about that in a moment. Apparently there was some unlock. I want to talk about that. I don't know the details. Does anybody know? Skimura, what's up, buddy? How you been? Where you been? Welcome. Living large, man. Living large. Unlocks for Solana. Apparently there was some unlock yesterday. So like more Solana entering the system. Yeah, we're gonna get to look. I assure you, Corian's gonna tell us why Alice is pumping. I don't know why. But real quick, ETHBTC. Again, I want to state this clearly and into the microphone. My target for ETHBTC is 0.16. 0.16. And I think we're going to get it. My target is 0.16. No, not 0. 0.016. 0.16. Skimura, I'm very, very close to taking questions. Yes, I do this full time. Yep. I've kind of, so in my full time, at this point, managing a fund. I also am getting involved in a lot of pre-sales and seed rounds. I don't know, am I a trader? Am I an investor? Am I just a crypto guy? Who the fuck knows? But yeah, this is what I do. Self-sovereign says 0.155, 100%. So, holy shit, JOV back over the top. Look at that. JOV is our resident badass in the community who just came in and dropped 20 more subs. And that brings his total up to 70 donated subs. So, cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to you. Let's everybody give Jay a big shout out. Thank you, buddy. 70 subs is a lot. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, Corian's in with 22. So between Jay and Acorian, that's 90 gifted subs, which is pretty sick. And then Pinky's donated 5 too. Pinky's Plays TV. He was in here one time. I answered his question. He was like, "Oh, thanks, man. Here's 5 subs." It was pretty sick. Yeah. So that's the level 1. This is the level 3. If you're a level 3 subscriber, of which Jay is also a level 3 subscriber. The only one besides myself. Pretty sick. Oh, fuck you, Dan. That's how you get banned here. Jared, he said Jared loves subs, especially $5 footlongs. Dan, you don't know this. So I know Dan in real life. Dan, you don't know this, bro. That's how, I'm not saying all these people on here are kids. A lot of them are our age too. But you date yourself by saying that, because a lot of people don't even know who that guy is anymore. He's been in jail for like 5 years. So, be careful. Fucking ads. God damn it. Let me know when the ads are done. Jay gives out 20 subs. We fucking have ads. But here's the thing. If you got one of the subs, you probably didn't have ads. So there's that. Juggerson69 with the follow. Hold that MA line. Yeah, so I think I can turn at any point here. Has. Ah, shit. Now Highlander coming in with 5. Hype train. Let's go. Thank you, Highlander. JP, that guy. Crazy Frost, 171. Bitpando, way too gotchy. You guys are way, way, way too nice. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. The community appreciates it. Jesus fuck. What are we doing here? You're making me blush. Acorian with 10. Highlander with 5. Jay with 20. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. Holy shit. Okay, so level 5 hype train. Final level. Keep going until the clock runs out. Is this counting for you guys too? I think everybody has a sub now. I mean, seriously, dude. That was like 35 subs. That's unreal. All right. Yeah, so this is level... I'm going to do this in order. So if you look on what I'm about to chat in, level 1, level 2, level 3... Those are the emojis you get when you're subbed each way. Pretty sick. Rinser, you didn't get one? No, sorry guys. Prime subs are free though. I'm just saying, Prime subs are free. I don't know what the level 5 hype train is, but that's pretty cool. All right, so somebody asked me what's my target here for ETH BTC. You're seeing some demand right here where we are right now. So you'll see some of these wicks come down. We're seeing this demand. We've been battling here for a little while. If this were to continue going, I think that the 50 would kind of be the target, right? So the target on ETH BTC, where you'd be like, you probably want to get long, or at least trade out Bitcoin for Ethereum, would be the 50 MA. So 0.069, 0.0682 or whatever. Pretty good shit there. All right. Now we're going to get to the point where we talk about alts, which I'm happy to do for as long as you guys want. It's been a cool day. Plus 35 subs in a day. It's pretty sick. Special day. Cheers to Jay. Cheers to Aquarian. Cheers to Highlander. Thank you all. All really, really good dudes, man. All really, really good dudes. All right. Yeah, everybody has a sub now. It's pretty sick. So, as you guys are filling up the chat with requests, I want to come here really, really quick and talk about the DeFi perp. I use the DeFi perp as the default indicator for alts, or at least DeFi alts, like the blue chip alts that you think of, like Wi-Fi, Link, Aave, etc., etc. Yeah, keep dropping your requests in the chat. I swear I'll get back to them. We'll go through them all. We'll go through them all. Starting with, essentially, when I put in my 3 emojis, I'll start there and go down, okay? O'Day, what's up? 502. Good to have you in here. Link, we'll talk about that. Big can on osmosis. I don't know if I'm able to do that, but I'll try. I will try my best. And then we'll go from there. So, what I like about this is I had this line drawn. You guys might not be able to see it, but I had this line drawn as like a flip level on the DeFi perp. On this craziness today when we came down, yeah, Samo definitely hit. Samo's actually, believe it or not, the relative strength on Samo has been really, really good through all this. I don't understand how, but it has. So I think somebody is actually taking a large position in Samo on Solana right now. Probably worth taking a look at, okay? I have an enormous bag. I've always had an enormous bag. I bought it when it was super low for $2,000. It's a lot now, and I'm never selling it. That's either going to like retire me or it's going to go to zero, and I don't really care, but that doesn't mean I don't look at Samo, okay? AVAX ETH is at all-time high. That's 100% true. We will get to it. It's also at resistance versus Ethereum, which again is a secondary bull indicator for Ethereum, or tertiary, or whatever the hell comes after that. So we bounce back up. We're holding this level. That's actually pretty productive to me on the DeFi perp, which is good for DeFi blue chips, right? Good for DeFi blue chips. We were never going to rip into this previous area that we had after that crazy run on the start and not reject, okay? It makes perfect sense. Look at my dotted line. We rejected right in the middle of that. That's where you would expect it to happen, all right? It's where you would expect it to happen. Right in the middle of that shit. You received a level 5 hype train emote. Such strong support, level 5 completed. Good job, guys. Choo choo hype popcorn. I don't know. It just told me to do that. That's what we got. It's a fucking squirrel. Who knew? Good shit. I have no idea what any of this means. So, this is productive. This could technically be a higher low. CS Balts, what's up, Corey? Hype popcorn, right on. All right. So a good indicator. DPI kind of fell back. You know, DPI wonders, or it makes me wonder because, like, I like it as a potential indicator. Like, it got off to 450. This thing fucking sucks, though. It's different than the DeFi perp. So I don't know what the difference is there. I need to look into it. But yeah, something's off about that. Hype Train exclusive unlocked emotes. There we go. Did I get that, or did you guys get that too? Did you get this popcorn thing? The hype popcorn guy? Or is that just me? All right. Let's do this. Hype chimp. All right. How the fuck do I not have Algo on here? Oh my god. What exactly happened with Algo today? I am variant Hype Train exclusive unlocked emotes. Hasbro's got a chimp. Yeah, Corinne, it does look like a test pump. I mean, it like happened at the absolute worst time. What was the impetus for this to happen on Algo? Algo? Algorithm? Algo? All right. Upbit listing? Oh god, that's it. If an Upbit listing can do this when it's listed on Coinbase, eef. Korean. Okay, so the Korean apes got it. Come on now. I'm not sure I believe that. On a not so crazy day like today, we'd love to hear about perp trade management, when to let it run and when to cut. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. It's going to be tough today. There's a lot of people in here asking about shit, but we can do it again at some point here. Okay. So Algo, yeah, when we saw it here, I mean, look at this from yesterday. Fuck. Joao, were we talking about this yesterday? Because, like, you should have yelled at me to buy this, man. I mean, like, yeah, you're not responsible for me making money, but I mean, this was perfect. Look at this yesterday. This is the key level. 1, 2, 3, flipped once, flipped twice. Okay, so proven. You leverage it at 150? Dude, fuck off. Where? Was that like on the wick down? I listen sometimes. To be fair, you're right. I should listen more. And I will. I do. I've been a little distracted lately. So my bad. Sad Barnacle just followed. I'm just saying that because, yeah, I did follow on Luna. See, there you go. Not always. Here's why, okay? Here's why I don't necessarily just YOLO into shit. Because I know that if I don't build the conviction myself, that I'm not, I'll fold. I'll fold in weakness. You got to build that shit yourself or else you end up bowing out. So I don't want to do that. Did I add super? I actually had some super before you started talking about it from one of my other boys. But I did not add to it, no. And that makes me very sad. So Algo looks really good. And again, yeah, Rinser, I think you're new here. Well, no, you're new or you just like jumped in. I forget which one you said, but yeah, I make fun of Link a lot. Almost as much as ADA, because Link has been a fucking down-only coin since the Link Marines retired. Or fucking took their DD-214 and went and used the GI Bill. I don't know, man. The Link Marines fucking rode out and have not given a shit since that one pump. It has literally been down only against Ethereum for a year. Well, glad you're here. So yeah, take a look at Algo. A lot of people that I know that are not in crypto, okay, fucking bring up Algo to me. So I don't know why they have better awareness than I do, but they do, right? Simon, I covered that earlier, like to start the stream, the first like half hour. So I think you can go back and watch the start of it, even if you joined in now, and if not, after I end, just go back. You'll get 20 minutes of me talking about Bitcoin. But I think we're at a good spot for it to bounce. And the Ethereum's the trade right now anyway, to be honest, to me. So Algo I like a lot. Normies know about it. I need to learn more. I swear to God, I say this every time. You guys are like, yeah, dude, you've said this for 3 weeks. That you were going to learn more about it. You're right. I have said this for 3 weeks, and I haven't fucking done it. So that's on me. I need to do better. I will try to do better. regardless, just like how wicks generally get filled to the downside. Yeah, you did. You did. 100% you did. Wicks to the top side get filled as well. Let's talk about for a moment before I get into the next thing. Not Jupiter stock. I'm going to talk about it right now. What happens when this takes place? Like this is listed a ton of different places. A ton of different places you can find algo. For you to have a wick like this, somebody had to come in with a huge, huge position. Reckless said do better. Well, I need to do better at actually researching the shit I say I'm going to research. Because I should have a bigger position in algo than I do right now, which is nothing. Okay? So when this typically happens, that means that a whale took a position. So a whale took a position. Yeah, $1.96 right now. It's not bad. A whale took a position and did not give a fuck about getting slipped. So there's two possibilities. One, they don't know what they're doing. And they're just like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit about 40% slippage. And they just went for it. Or they know something that we don't. Or it's games. But I'm telling you, when shit gets larger like this is, it becomes very hard to manipulate them. Very hard. So, somebody believes very strongly in this. And yeah, if I were you, this is worth taking a position right here. And it's, look, you're like, all right, if it's really 196 right now, I don't know where you can get it elsewhere. You would want to put your stops below. So it has this is the clearest. This is why people lose money, okay? The reason why people lose money is they enter positions that do not have clear invalidations. You hear it all the time. People being like, all right, yeah, I think I want to get in here. Where do I set my stop? Like, yeah, fuck, you're mid-range, man. I don't know. Or if there isn't like a 1 arrow, 2 arrow, 3 arrow down, 1 arrow, now 2 arrows up, clear line. My invalidation is my liquidation. Yo, a lot of people actually do that. A lot of people do that. So there's a clear invalidation here. If it breaks down hard below $1.57, get out. But the upside on this is at least 284. In fact, oh, this is going to be funny. Watch this. All right, you guys ready? Ready for the big reveal? Pow. Look where it stopped and came back down. All right. If this breaks to the top side, that's where the parabolic runs start coming from. Okay. If it breaks to the top side, you'll see a parabolic run high. In fact, yeah. Price exploration, who even knows where it ends up going? That's how big. Missing the next Solana. I roll my eyes in your general direction, sir. I'm going back to try to find my emojis so I can scroll down in order of the way people requested stuff. And you guys are chatting a lot. Imagine if you're right. Look, I hope you are. I will get a bag eventually. All right, well, since we're all Adamites here, let's talk about this. So I've said all along that like 28 to 30 area was support on Atom. And you see this line that ended up being the top and the rejection and rejected from lower here at 44. There is some work to be done on Atom. I think it has what it takes to keep going, but see, this is like me kind of forcing a level here. I would like to see Atom snap back, okay? That's what I would say to you about this. I would like to see Atom snap back. So yeah, 25 is probably it if it continues breaking down. I'm staking a lot of Atom, so I don't really care. I believe in the long term. See if they're going to go higher, it's going to go to 0. So this would be the most positive case for Atom right now. The most positive... Chopper, what's up, buddy? The most positive case for Atom right now is that it's kind of returned to this level that it broke out of against Ethereum and come back down. Okay. So this, I think, honest to God, because this chart is not very clear to me. It's not. And there's a message to be told about that. Okay. If you look at a chart and it's not immediately clear, and if I'm saying it's not immediately clear, I doubt it's very clear to you. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably the best thing it has going for right now is this, right? We're in the golden pocket, wherever the fuck we called it earlier. So that's the most positive thing that it has here. This is you're like, oh, the 50 MA. Well, this is on a 3-day chart. Like, yeah, that's not great. But if a chart does not look clear to you, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to take your drunk ass home, right? So I would not play this ticker off of this chart anymore. I would play it off of this chart. Okay. So if you are trying to TA this, then trade out your Ethereum for Atom and hope you see a reversal around this 0.006, 0061. And okay, I got you, Korean. I'll pull it up. So yeah, if you're a cosmonaut, which I am, I know many of you are as well. We want to see some strength in Atom soon. Okay. So Dan, who I've talked with extensively about my own MACD indicator, just gave me a good one. So popped above MACD, positive versus ETH. If it can pull back up, that'd be like a momentum reset, which would be productive. So go with that if you want. My validation is my liquidation. All right, so what Akorian just sent me, or Joao, or JPM, or whatever you want to call him, he sent me TLM. So this is one of those times where I look at a chart that he sends me, and then I don't look at it, and I don't take a position, and then it ends up mooning, and he talks about how rich he is, and I'm sad. What is TLM? Alien Worlds game. All right. So yeah, by pretty much like every discernible metric, this is probably breaking out. I guess you could extend this here and it wouldn't be. It'd be the top set. Even there, it's still kind of breaking out. Alien Worlds game, it fits the narrative. All right. Yeah, this looks really good. Particularly versus Bitcoin right now. So TLM pretty positive. I'm sorry. Sardi Kurosu said, one of the best cryptographers is behind Algo. Check the Lex Fridman podcast. I definitely will check that out. Let me write it down so I don't actually forget. Thank you. All right, I'm trying to go back. You guys dropped so much in the chat. It's hard for me to actually go back and find where my shit was. There we go. All right. 1. Harmony. Oof. Yeah, I think about no, I don't think there is. The worst tanker ever. No. Hey man, if he feels positively about it, good for him. So you have this level on Harmony 1. It kind of came back down there today. If it didn't hit there today, I doubt it will. But I know a lot of people were very, very bullish on this for a long time. I never actually got onto it, and I probably should. But here's your kind of pocket where you'd expect it to turn. Sitting right on top of this resistance, hopefully turn support. You proved it once here. You want to prove it again here. If it keeps kind of going down and turning up, that's definitely a buy on 1. So down to like 20 cents, I think 1's a buy. It's at 23 right now. You could justify a long here if you had a trigger. I don't really see one. Yeah, I don't see one. But it looks pretty good. Flagging on top of resistance. We broke to the downside, but everything did today. Bought a good steak in August. That's great for you, Hula Baloo. All right, let's take a look at Samo because it was next. So it's nice that Samo is on TradingView now. Very, very nice, actually. In fact, I was looking at this yesterday, and I was like, God damn, everything was already starting to take a shit, and Samo got up to 13 cents. That's pretty wild to me that Samo could do that while everything else is taking a shit. So that makes me think that something's coming with Samo. But yeah, it's essentially been a down-only coin for a while. But you could also say, you know, you got a few different lines here. So that's somewhat productive, right? So it broke out of this more shallow DTL, or steep, I suppose. And came out, back down, tested, and kind of popped back up. So it actually could be a pretty good time to buy Samo. Like, no joke. I like Samo. As I alluded to earlier, I own a lot of Samo, and I bought all of that for less than $2,000, okay? And it's worth like 40, 50x that now. Not saying that to brag, but I'm not selling it, and I probably never will. Unless, you know, I can look and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go pay cash for a vacation home. Like, that's when I would do it. Again, not here to brag, but my theory on Samo is this. If you believe that Solana is here to stay, if you believe that Solana is destined for number 3 overall market cap, which it isn't right now. It's number 4 behind BNB. I don't know what happened after today's shakeout. I haven't really looked, but it would behoove you to be ready to take advantage of Solana getting itself to that level and owning the meme coin on the chain. And probably will always be the meme coin on the chain if you look into who is behind Solana, right? If you look into who's behind Samo, rather. If you look into who's behind Samo, it's very hard to be bearish on the dog coin on Solana. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Go do your own research, all right? But what I would say to you is that if you're on Solana, which I am, in fact, a significant portion of my net worth is on Solana and will continue to be until I see otherwise. Then I would look at high time frame support on Samo. And when it gets there, just throw some money into it. I'm not saying this is something you manage day to day. It's like Doge, man. Like Doge, people just bought when it was like 0.000 something because they're like, fuck. Threw it in and they're making millions. All right. That's how I feel about Samo. And that's how you should too. So, Samo, good stuff. All right. Next on the list, we already talked about Atom. I did that first out of order. Atom F, Link, everybody's favorite. So when you look at Link, this is the funny part about Link. You look and you go, what do you mean, Jared? You said this was a down-only coin. It's not a down-only coin, is it? Well, yeah, so you had the Link Marines just doing dirty things up until May. Not only is it a stablecoin, Rinser, a few weeks ago, I did like a full diatribe on relative strength and why it's important to understand relative strength for your alts. And when I release my class, I'm going to essentially restate and clarify my position on that. And it will help become more clear as to why understanding how relative strength works in alts more than almost anything else that you can possibly trade. So we'll talk about it more. I'm not going to get into it now. I don't have time. But if you look at this chart, you go, all right, Link did okay. Had this nice run. Broke the channel. Look where the fucking A-line was. This is actually an A-line resistance, which is crazy because it was still here from May. Revisited again in September. Revisited again in November. Forming this double top lower high. But you go, it's not really bad. It's still 27 bucks. Okay. Let me show you Linketh. This fucking coin has been atrocious to hold since August of 2020. And for those of you diamond holders, you are down 86% versus Ethereum since the Link Marines retired and took their honorable discharges and went home. You're down 86%. So yeah, the USD value looks pretty good. And then you look at some shit like this and you go, why would I ever buy this absolute piece of shit? Now, Link is great. Link is the best Oracle there is. And not that I spent a lot of time looking at oracles because I feel like that whole movement has kind of like happened, right? But I've never heard anybody that does it better than Link. If they do, they just perform at the same level. Big fucking deal. Okay? Link sucks. There's no reason to hold it. Like none. Yeah. I mean, it's 86%. Like, think about that for a moment. It's fucking brutal. So if you're thinking to yourself, man, I need to own some Link, I strongly suggest you take that feeling when you're like, I need to own some Link, and you go drink heavily or try some drugs. I don't know. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Be smart. But if you feel like you need to own Link, you better take a look at this chart. And if this chart is not doing something productive, go for a long walk. Okay? Go for a long walk, take a cold shower, call a friend, let them know you're relapsing. Like, legitimately, this is atrocious. I mean, bro, I said Samo looks good. If you can go ahead. I mean, I post a link. Sure. I don't really like. I gave my thesis on Samo is more bullish than anything you could possibly put, but that's fine. So, really, all right. I'm intrigued. Hold on. Somebody asked if algo rebases. Algo rebases. Does anybody know that? Again, I know nothing about algo, but somebody asked, so I figured we could bring it up. It does. Yeah, so there's algorithmic stable coins, and there's algo the coin. So I would not say that's the same thing. So Luna lost this trend line. So there's an A-line resistance now of $47 on Luna. Right? Yeah, if I can find a place to chart a cash, I definitely will. I don't know. Can I do it here? I might be able to. I've never really looked. So you did see some demand down here under 40. So yeah, the double bottom that Korean's talking about is this right here. So kind of holding this at 40. Okay, AKT's on trading. Yeah, I'll pull it up next. It's going to have the A-line resistance at 47 again. And probably even more resistance at 50. But I'm pretty bullish on what they're going to do. So, and what they are doing already, not the worst thing in the world, right? Yeah, I'll pull that up in a second if I can. Jesus, what? Okay, so Render doing well. My man 69 Beloki 69 says, "Can you check BTC in the next hours for me, please?" And threw in 100 bits. Yeah, happy to, man. By the way, I'll use this time to bring this up, but I have never once in the history of my chat room, Stacked Labs, which has 426 members, not responded to a question that I was tagged in. Okay. So I put this link in there because right now, while we only have 426 members, I am able to answer pretty much every question I get at some point within a couple hours. So join the Stacked Labs Telegram room. If you have a question, tag me. I will answer it eventually. Okay? How many do we have now? We have 426. Yeah, dude, Wakame was in there from like the outset, like 20 of us. 426. He was there when there was 26 of us. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. We fucking crush it. Thanks, Highlander. Yeah, I'll pull up FTM. That's fine. There you go. Yeah, no, happy to, man. So, like, by the way, Blokey, I started out talking about Bitcoin. I like where we are. We're at support just briefly. And she threw the bits. We're on support right now. Probably forming a range. The levels that I told people to look out for were this 64, 66, and 69. So if we hold this area, 64, 66, 69 will be resistance. If we don't hold this area, I would expect a lot lower. Okay. 55, 53. That's where Bitcoin sits right now. Ethereum is a better play. Yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Twitter. I mean, it's just fucking me, but... Yeah, I'm gonna look at Secret. I'll look at Secret. Somebody asked about XRP. I think it was Rinser. He's new. He's now a sub, albeit gifted. And then I will, I'll do Phantom. I'll do Secret. And Akash is coming up next after this. AKT, Akash Network. So yeah, I don't see a ton of compelling reasons to want to own XRP. Like, I don't. And if you listen to me long enough, you'll find out that I really don't give a shit about Dino coins. I really don't. If they're not innovating, if they didn't take advantage of their positions in the marketplaces, I'm generally not interested. I talk a lot of shit about ADA, not because I have any issues with ADA, just the community's hysterical to me. Like, they're so proud to be Cardano holders. Yeah. Man, XRP is going to change the world, bro. It might, okay? But until the chart suggests to me it's changing the financial world, then I'm hanging out, okay? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. But if you wanted to actually play this, this would be your range. We're theoretically on support now. You get up to $1.75. Man, I'll look at any chart you want. I even look at Cardano when people ask me to. Hey, look, what do you guys know? Cardano's a piece of shit. Hey, I could have told you that at any point before this drop happened. That Cardano sucks. There's also no reason to own it. Technically or otherwise. All right, let's get to AT because you guys are like, this fucking dude can't keep shit together. Oof. Well, here's the good news on AKT. Holy shit. So, Sam Orai Tom. Orai's back. All right. Orai was one of the first things you and I talked about. Way back in the day. Well, here's what I would say about AKT. One, I own a lot of it. By the way, Sardi Corsu, Kaleo fucked us over on ADA. He suggested an ADA BTC play that bomb. I mean, look, Kaleo's a smart dude. He is what he is. That that message you just sent got held back for sexual content. Fucked over. Pretty funny. I allowed it. Here's what I'd say about AKT. I own a lot of it. I have it all staked. The emissions are pretty good. In fact, I think on an annual basis, AKT is like 100% APY. So I'm staking it. I got no problems holding it while I'm staking it because I'm accruing a ton more. And I think if Cosmos exists, so does Akash. There you go. Akash. All right. Tom says, I can look at a ride, KuCoin. Oh, holy shit, dude. This got down to $3. That is crazy. Legitimately crazy. What was the high on this? I don't have ChartX up, so I can't pull it up. Hey, there he is, Blokey. What's up? Thank you for the sub, my man. Look, see, everybody should be like Blokey. I look on my 110. I look on my, I have like a log up here, so I have 6 monitors, just so you guys know. 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Top left, I have like the stream replay, I guess, or like the shit that happens. Blokey follows me 7 minutes ago, subscribes 2 minutes ago. That's a great person. Come on with it. Thanks for joining the group. All right, 110. We went from 110 down to 3. Tell me you didn't hold that all the way down, Tom. Did you hold that the whole way? Please, God, tell me no. I have 24-inch monitors. They're all gaming monitors too, which is stupid. Oh, sorry, Hanad, my bad. Can I get sand here? Oh my God. Okay, so here's the thing. Hanad said, can you tell me if you think that mana and sand are going to pull back? No, I don't. In fact, I think that Metaverse Plays is probably the best segment to be in right now. I think that people are starting to lean into it. I think a lot of people are doing research on the metaverse and the amount of money that's being spent in there, and companies, corporations are absolutely going ham getting into the metaverse because they had no idea the sort of money existed in gaming, and they're starting to figure it out. Like I say gaming, but metaverse is just like being inside your own computer. By the way, just quick timeout. When did the metaverse start blowing up? When? This is audience participation point. When did the metaverse start blowing up? I can take a drink of water. Dan says 2000. 3 Facebook. Perfect. 4 Facebook. Good. Announcement. Yep. So that's half right. I was live on stream during the announcement. Yeah, you're right. It was. Avengers 3. Yes. Abel Tom. Tom's got it right. Dan's got it right. But here's my personal thesis and contention. You want to know why all this shit is coming out now? Why is there so much in the metaverse that's out and continuing to be released right now? The metaverse really became a thing, and became a thing that's going to have lasting power in March of 2020. What happened in March of 2020? Dan says, because the real verse blows. Yeah, that's right. COVID. COVID is the reason why the metaverse is a real segment. COVID is the reason why the metaverse is here to stay. COVID is the reason why we will all get rich playing dumb shit. Because it forced people into this area where you couldn't go out and do other things. And so people started to see that and go, fuck, how do I capitalize on this? And these projects started to launch. Somebody rightly said AXS was the first one. It was. AXS was the first one. But really, this goes back to the start of the internet. COVID just kind of crunched it all, moved it forward a lot faster, right? NFT Zoom backgrounds, for real though. Yeah, P2E is different. Like, yeah, P2E, it's different than the metaverse, but like, even so, people are starting to see that there's economies that can operate inside of the internet. It's the same general concept. So P2E different, but the metaverse of like, I can jump into the metaverse, I can jump into the metaverse and I can talk to people, I can go to events, I can go to concerts, I can go to sports, I can interact with new people, I can do business. I mean, that's all happening now, and it's not going to stop, right? Highlander, my kids will be nowhere near that metaverse. Up the hills, you wee fuckers. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. Yeah, porn. Dude. Low key. You're going to see some crazy shit that happens in the metaverse. And Sardi Corsu, I gotta fucking Corsu. That good meta pussy. You're right. Okay. So the original question that was asked was, do you think that this, oh my God, whoop. We just saw the ticker that came out. Jesus Christ. Was, do you see this slowing down? And the answer is no, I don't. I think this is adoption. I think that it's not going anywhere. And I think that the future generation of socially reclusive people will never have partners. That's what I think. Like in real life. Agree. Yeah. Also interesting, I didn't talk about this earlier, but like, we talk about Samo having some relative strength. Look at Doge. I had this as an alert that was set and it triggered earlier, and I was like, son of a bitch. Like this lower trend line, I'm gonna have some meta grandkids. FJB. So Steelers, is that a bad decision to put 3K into mana just now? I mean, look, buying tops is never fun, but like it's the same thing. Like earlier in the Stack Labs chat, which shameless plug for the chat. Every time I have to go get a link because I don't have it anywhere. In the Stack Labs chat earlier, I was talking about an investment that I was in the private round for called Meli Games. MELI is the ticker. You can look it up on CoinGecko. And Meli is a Chinese game that has its own economy. And throughout this entire time that the market's been taking a shit, it's just been reaching new highs and climbing. So I haven't sold much of what I've got, of what I initially received in my first disbursement. But for Meli, there's no additional disbursement to private or seed round people until like, I don't know, April or something like that. So there's not going to be a huge inflow in the market. And it's been up only during like the worst drawdown period since May. That's pretty strong. I say all of that to say this. You said, is it a bad idea to put it in mana right now? I don't know, but it's been up only, and it has held up extremely well during this market volatility. So is it a great time to buy? No, because you're buying it at the top. However, it's showing relative strength. What I would say to you, Steelers, is that if you're taking a look at this, yeah, I'll pull it up. If you FPDX, I'll look it up. If you're into mana now, just keep an eye on relative strength. And how you can do that is like this, okay? So here's mana, right? Cool. Look at mana BTC. Easy enough. If it starts losing momentum versus Bitcoin, I like to look at mana ETH because I put alts in a separate category. Then get out. If it starts losing momentum versus other things, then get out. Guttermouth says, sorry for the beginner question. What exchange or platform is that you're using to trade? So I'm charting on TradingView. I do most of my trading on chain because I typically do not believe in leverage. Typically do not believe in leverage. But when I do trade on any sort of an exchange, Coinbase, Bybit, FTX is where I am. Primarily Bybit. Good question. FJB. If it's not on TradingView, sorry, bud. I'll see if I can pull up ChartX over here on my off screen. At the leverage or ChartX has been down, or else I'd have it up. So I don't have a way to look at FJB. Oh, FTM too. Shit, sorry. Yeah, so I'll do FTM. I'll do Matic. Can you do leverage here in the US without VPN? I only do it when I go on my business trips to Canada. Yeah, I mean, you'd want it to hold this level. You would want it to hold this level. Good vibe. I mean, this is all I need to know. I've never really owned Phantom. And this would be why. What do you want from me? Like, it's just underperforming versus Ethereum in a lot of cases, so nah. All right, so it was somebody asked about Matic. David did. Thank you, David. A first-time viewer. First-time chatter, I guess. First-time chatter, maybe a long-time viewer. I don't know. So I'll pull that up. It just made me think that I hadn't covered that, so thank you for the reminder. First time here. Oh, hey, glad you're here, man. Hope you hang out. Stick around. We got a good group. Matic. Low-key, the Stack Labs Telegram has like probably 50 genuine OG crypto badasses that drop alpha every day. Every day. So if you want to join a community, a chat room, join the Stack Labs Telegram. I dropped the link earlier. If not, that's fine. All right. Good to have you here, Unrest. If it's your first time chatting and you have a question, I'll answer it. So this is your time. I heard somebody saying Matic is a great bet. You know, sure. Somebody asked earlier, I forget who it was. They asked about ZK being the catalyst that catapults. That's atrocious English. The catalyst that sends Ethereum forward. Oh, my bad, dog. I will. I'll do it next. Promise. You have to understand how disorienting it is when there's like 80 of you in here asking me questions, okay? I have not talked about Secret yet either. It's very disorienting. I will get to it. And I need like cake drinks of water because talking for 2 hours straight is dehydrating. Somebody asked earlier about ZK. And will that be the catalyst for Ethereum? So ZK being ZK rollups. If you talk to Ataxia, and we're going to have him on again soon to talk about what's going on with Nerd and so on and so forth, but he thinks that every major protocol is going to have rollups where essentially you onboard, can operate in there, and offboard, you only pay for gas when you on and offboard, and that would kind of change the landscape of what's going on with Ethereum. I think it would be a pretty big deal. So when those rollups start happening, I wonder what happens to things like Polygon and Phantom, and so on and so forth, right? Arbitrum, Optimism, IMX, sure. So there's a bunch of shit that is going to happen, and in my opinion, kind of threatens. Okay, so those are all ZK rollups. Perfect. I don't really know this stuff that well, but like the point is, those things exist, and I'm not going to do the FA justice, but I worry about things like Matic when they do exist. So there was a reply guy briefly, just as an aside, and then I will do Secret because that was actually first. So just real quick on this. I like this area. If it can hold whatever the hell this is, 146, fine. You have this long-term trend line too. If you want to give it a shot, go for it. I just don't love the FA long-term. So let me go to Secret because I think it's worth it. There was a reply guy in Kaz's tweets that I saw, and I almost ripped this dude apart. Because Kaz said something like, you know, AVAX has a $20 billion market cap and is so much better to operate on than Ethereum. And like one of those bankless Ethereum reply guys hopped in and was like, what's so fucking great about it? It's just Ethereum with higher gas limits. And like every time he would say something, like this dude would jump down Kaz's throat. And like, I just said, Kaz, don't even fucking talk to this guy. But I wanted to hop in and be like, you're a clown. Because that spot or that thought is stupid. It's really nearsighted thinking, because if that were the case, and all it really was, is they just have higher gas limits, then like, why didn't Ethereum think about that? Oh, well, maybe it's not that simple. Okay. Then let's talk about what that actually means. Like, AVAX is the easiest thing to bridge onto and off of with the deepest liquidity pools, right? Slip, first time commenter, all more expensive than LRC, no, L2fees.info. I don't want to click that link because I want to check to make sure it's not scammy, no offense. I check all links. If you're new here, I have been hacked before, so I don't like taking risks. But no, dude, I'm gonna do my little link scanner off screen, and if it's good, I'll pull it up because I think it's interesting to talk about. All right, link's good. No security issues. Go ahead and click on it, boys. And here you go. Ah, fuck my. Woo. How do you check? I have a link. Link checker. It's actually the guys that helped me out after I was hacked were like, go ahead and use this every time you're going to look at a link. Paste it in here, take a look. So bookmark this, a little life advice from someone who got hacked. All right. Ugh, Jesus. How do you check the link that checks the link? Ah, we're getting some, what's that fucking movie with Leo? Leo DiCaprio? I'm forgetting. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. Sorry, Corso. Glad you were here, man. No worries. Inception. Thank you, Henry. Shit. Some real Inception stuff. How do you check the link that checks the link? I don't know. I guess you gotta trust me. I'm doxxed. There you go. All right, so somebody asked about Secret. Yeah, I love Secret. I own a lot of it. I stake a lot of it. You got the Shade airdrop coming up. Linkception. You could definitely justify a long on Link, particularly versus Bitcoin. Versus USD, it's less good. Still pretty damn good, though. Holding the 50-day. You had that Quentin Tarantino news, which is pretty cool. I like it. I'm a Tarantino fan. But UOS? All right, I will. Secret has the Shade airdrop. Right? Skimura, any thoughts about their AMM coins? Highlander says huge. Highlander, what don't I know, man? IBC incoming days, C5, Sienna. So Highlander, for those of you that are new, and we have like 700 followers now. Well, 650 on Twitch, and I don't know how many we have on YouTube, but a lot. Highlander is the guy that I did the interview with live. I'm sorry, we recorded it and posted it. I've also had him on live to talk about the Cosmos ecosystem. So Highlander is our resident expert. If you come into Stack Labs, he's in there. You want to ask questions. My man drops crazy alpha for all of us all the time. All the time. Yes, I do think the bottom is in, personally. But if you go back and watch the beginning of the stream, Leo, I talked about the entire situation for Bitcoin and Ethereum for a long time. Yeah, crazy alpha on the price tanks. I think we all see the bigger picture on IBC and what it does. Like I said, I have my money on Cosmos. I'm never taking it off. In my view, that's either going to zero, which I don't think is likely, or it's, going to be a very nice investment that pays me yield every day because I stake on every chain that there is, essentially. So I don't know about CeFi, SCFi, and Sienna AMMs on Secret Network, but I'd be curious to know more about it. Highlander's the guy. So we'll either have him on or jump in the Stack Labs Telegram. He can also share his information, and he's our resident expert. He's a validator. Really, really great resource to the community to have among us. And so thank you, Highlander, for doing that. Highlander also donated 5 subs earlier. So, pays that shit forward too. Sienna is the other chain on Secret. Okay. UOS. So Akorian also a resident badass that drops alpha left and right, and then he drops it and I take a look at it and I'm doing too many things and I forget about it, and then I come back later and he's like, ha, 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 I'm rich. Did you follow? And I'm like, no, I didn't. And then he laughs at me how rich he is. Good times. Just mention UOS. What is UOS? Checking the secret analytics. Oh, you did? My bad. Secret analytics.xyz. Also, no viruses. Go ahead and click on it. Go ham. Okay. Is Secret a good move? I don't think Secret's a bad move. But I think we may have missed the airdrop area where you had to have been staking, so I don't think you can get it anymore, which is tough. Oh, hell yeah, I know Steam. Yeah, I know Steam. Steam's the one that was like, we don't like crypto. Fuck that. And they stopped, right? Is this like an alternative? Got it. Got it. Which altcoins do I hold presently? Everything in the Cosmos ecosystem. I own some Keeper, although that's been down only since I bought it. Pretty sick. It's the blockchain Steam. Yeah, that's really good to know. All right, UOS, the blockchain Steam. Obviously doing well. The Steam guys built a project called Koinos. All right. Yeah, I have Fold. I own a lot of Atom. What else do I own? I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't have a ton. Samo, Solana. We haven't looked at Solana yet. Can you believe we made it 2 hours and 20 minutes into a stream and nobody asked about Solana yet? Why didn't you bring it up, Wakame? Damn. Wakame is staying up past his bedtime. Oh, yeah, Loop Ring. I'll do it next. Fuck. Yeah, Serum sucks balls. All right, so UOS, Aquarian saying the market cap's not even 1 billion. If they really are the blockchain Steam, then that's grossly undervalued. So, take a look. Yo, Jared, what about Solana? We'd love to hear your opinion on that. That is funny. Really funny. Okay, yeah. You mentioned that about... So, Loop Ring... All right. Hand to God. I will look at Loop Ring next. So, Strutter said I learned more from watching you analyze charts than I do spamming any tickers. Yeah, that's kind of my hope when I do this. Like, sometimes I feel like it's awkward. Like, I'm kind of looking at charts and doing shit. People are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's not talking to us. But I do feel like there is some value in you looking at my process and talking about it. And the value that I see is like trying to take the most logical view on how to invest safely, right? and how to look at things, how to evaluate them, how to look at relative strength. So I'm glad. Sure, this is like your second or third time in too, man. So good. Glad you're here. Tell some friends. Let's have a party. So Solana, I had some boys who were like, yo, this looks like shit, which it did earlier. And this line has been here, okay? Same deal. See it? I can't even tell you how often. I used to say this all the time. How often past Jared hooks future Jared up. It happens all the time, okay? So when we had the pivot from September on Solana that turned down over the course of a couple days, where we literally went from 220 down to 115, and then we went back up to 260. When this pivot happened, I just laid this little line here, okay? Look where we stopped today, guys. It's past Jared hooking future Jared up. Because, it stopped exactly where it should. We broke above it once, came back down, fucked around a little bit, made new highs, came down. Now, the cause for concern here would be losing this trend line. So I would, quite frankly, like to see some strength in Solana soon. You can see there's some volume uptick in selling the past few days. Not a great look. But we also had that here. So I would say be on alert with Solana. I like Solana a lot. Someone just asked me, what do I use for a wallet on Solana? I use Phantom. I think Phantom's the best. I would also say that I will not transact anywhere without a hardware wallet because I got hacked for $1 million. I talked about it last stream. So when you've been hacked because you were using a hot wallet, you tend to not do that anymore. And I will never, ever use a hot wallet ever again. So I would advise you not do that. Use hardware wallet. So yeah, I essentially use a hardware wallet through Phantom.app. I talked about it before, Flying Stacks, but essentially it was I clicked a link I shouldn't have and got some malware on my computer and left myself logged in one night, and dude came in and drained my account. Drained my account. So yeah, it was bad. It was real bad. Go watch last stream. I literally told the whole story last stream. Go back and look. I don't want to get into it again. It's like, talking about Nam. Yeah, it was not fun. It was not fun. So it was actually, so did you click a link in Telegram? It actually was not Telegram. It was downloading Telegram is what got me. Okay? Downloading Telegram. Downloading Telegram is what got me. It was paid ad. I wasn't paying attention. Just got a new computer. Was trying to catch up. And I downloaded that. Good thing you have 99 million left. Bro, I wish. Leo Paul says, which influencer do you follow? None. I try very hard not to follow influencers. Like, I'm friends with Ledger and Kobe and Messi and those guys. Sicarius. But those aren't really influencers per se. So yeah, by the way, it's embarrassing as shit that I got hacked. Like, embarrassing as shit. Not to mention I got phished. Totally brutal. And it's super, super embarrassing. But it was one of those things where I got a new computer, I was trying to get set up, and I didn't think twice, and that was enough. This guy was in my computer for 30 days watching me. And then I learned my habits. I went to bed one night, and he drained my account. So my man who has been very, very patient, Timbo, my bad. Again, I get on these tangents. Wanted me to talk about Kishu. I don't know what Kishu is. However, I like where it is on the chart. Like, this is pretty sick. You have this these small pockets of consolidation. And then you maybe this is a double bottom, right? Earlier ETH, okay. I said third after Doge and Shiv. Interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, this actually looks pretty good where it is, if it can hold. I don't know if they have any sort of catalyst that can send it higher, which by the way, Wakame is an absolute badass himself too. Wakame underscore salad, got a huge following on Twitter. Really, really good guy, hops into all the shit coins as well. So they're trying to dump it. Yeah, it looks like it. So I do like these levels that are that are fairly clear here. And you got the 50-day, you got this sort of like triangle pattern, but it's got a clear invalidation. Not that it's a fun invalidation to mess around with, but like, you know, you can see where the fucking game's over. Optimus Grizzle, please tell me we've hit the bottom. I think we have hit the bottom. I think we have. I missed somebody's question. By the way, I don't know, we have like 100 people in here now. I don't know where you guys came from, but I'm glad you're here. If you're a first-time chatter, I always answer your questions. So if there's something you want to know, yeah, it's a huge gap, right? If there's something you want to know, let me, you know, ask. Yeah, it's 45% drop. So that sucks, man. I don't know. So you'd have to take it as like a little bit of a closer stop. Maybe here. So it's a tough, yeah. That invalidation isn't even worth playing. Next 10 minutes in Gabalo. Well, let's hang out for at least the next 10 minutes then. Shit. Gutter's like, look, motherfucker, I've asked about Loop Ring like 15 times. Yeah, so Flying Stacks, I hope there isn't a hacker watching me right now. Fuck off if you are. Dude, this guy watched me for 30 minutes, or he watched me for 30 days before he hacked me. And then when he did hack me, I ran into my room, into my office, and I was like super disoriented. It was like 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning. I was messaging my friends like, yo, I'm getting hacked right now. What the fuck do I do? They're trying to ascertain what's happening. I'm looking all around. And like, I'm trying to like knock out transactions by like sending nonces to like knock out ones that are in motion to save some of my money or whatever it is. And the dude has the audacity to flip on my fucking webcam and look at me while he's stealing money from me. Can you fucking believe that shit? Ugh. Flipped on my own damn webcam to look at me while he's stealing 7 figures from me. It's fucking dirty. Yeah. The funny part is I talked to the FBI the other day. Like, no shit. I talked to the FBI on Tuesday. They called me. And we're like, hey, man, I want to give you an update on your case. And I was like, okay. They're like, we got nothing. It's like, sweet. Thanks for the call, guys. No, that would have been a weird turn of events. Don't you think that guy would have been like, I turned on the camera, dude got naked. Like, that's pretty weird. Yeah, keep up the good work, FBI. I mean, here's the funny thing about the FBI while I'm looking at Loop Ring, because I never actually look at Loop Ring. Here's the funny thing about the FBI. They were like, so what happened to the machine that you got? I was like, I still have it. They're like, you're still using the machine? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I just wiped the hard drive. Like, I wiped it completely from the start. I said I created an image of it, though, before I did that when it was disconnected from the internet. So it was, like, completely preserved. And that's who I sent to the forensic investigators to take a look at, which is, I use Cypherblade. Cypherblade's great. And they're like, oh, okay, sick. Well, we're going to come up and get that image for you. We might have to take your computer. And I was like, my computer that I presently use? Like, yeah, we might have to take a look at it. And I was like, no. Nope. You can have the image of my hard drive from the moment I was hacked. You cannot take my physical computer right now. Now I'm worried, like, are these guys just going to take my computer anyway? So if I don't stream for a while, you'll know it's because the FBI took my shit. So somebody asked, can you recommend an antivirus? So right now I use Avast. Avast Premium, pretty good. Avast Premium, pretty good. I'm sure there are other ones that know better. But it's my last, dude. So the thing is, I like to not bring up the hack, although I do because I want to help people from. I don't want you to go through what I went through. Okay, thankfully it wasn't all of my money. I had some out, and I had people that helped me get back on my feet in crypto. Some of them by actually helping me out with some money. Other people by just giving me tips. Like if they saw something coming up, they'd be like, "Hey man, get in on this. It's gonna be good," which is super super nice. Crypto is a family. It's literally the greatest alpha I can give you is to find a community where people find great things. It's why I wanted Stack Labs to be Stack Labs, right? So you can come in, meet people like you, help you succeed in this game because it's hard out there on your own, right? So I don't like to talk about it that much. That said, he said, if you just turn off your computer, would the hacker still be able to sell funds? No, because had I just logged out of MetaMask, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. Had I just logged out of MetaMask, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. I left myself logged in. And that's why he was able to go through and execute, essentially just sending shit to himself. Nah, I'm not worried about it yet. I'd rather us be up by 58.4 than where we are right now. All right, so Loop Ring, I can't really comment on the FA because that's not really my zone, right? But I would like to see this hold, this like little baby trend line. Like we're down right now, but that doesn't bother me because it's a shit day everywhere. So if it doesn't do it today, I'd want to see this rip back. Otherwise, yeah, Loop Ring's not in for a good thing. It's not in for a good way. Yeah, stop looking at the 1 minute charts, bro. Not worth it. Not worth it. So anyway. Sorry, God takes care of those people, no worries. They will not get joy of that money they stole. I don't know, man. Oof. He's joking. Karma is a bitch. And I do hope they're caught. And I will say that I will never stop looking for them either. So look over your shoulder, you bitches, because I'm coming. Yeah, so if you're interested in ACH, we looked at this before. Like this little area in here, this like 0.066 to 0.069, maybe 0.07. Good place. Good place to be. All right, what'd I miss? Anything? Kin. So I always wonder, I get hacked by the market daily. That was pretty funny. So Dino Bambino said, do you think Kin is a good coin? I always wonder, like, are you a bag holder? No bag? All right. Well, is it a good coin? I don't know. I don't see a compelling reason on the chart to own it. If you have some alpha that we don't know about or like a reason why you think this is going to rip, sure. But like this just looks like a chart that had a cycle. It came down. It had a cycle again. Had a mini cycle. There's a slight trend here, but I see absolutely zero reason to own this. And had you sold it in summer of 20 for Ethereum, you'd have several. That was to Sardi, who said he's got a Gucci Man purse full of link. Yikes. Not where you want to be. Yeah. I mean, look, there's something going on with KDA. KDA looks like one we've talked about before. I don't really know, to be honest. It just looks like it. So, like this tight 19 to 24 area, just hype. Okay, so as far as we know, there's nothing really about KDA. But when you have this sort of like tight high level consolidation, it's worth looking at. If it breaks to the high side, I bet it levels up again, just like it did here. Okay, these are things you should always look at and always remember in the markets. Okay, yeah, Mark, I got you. You should always remember shit like this in the markets when you see it happening, okay? Mark B says, would you also sell your smaller coins like Samo and Apex when BTC gets rejected? Maybe. Yeah, like you don't have to be, like, here's the thing. Would I personally? Probably not, okay? I'm saying that as a caveat because I'm essentially inviting you to dump on me. I was in very early on both of those things. And so my entry isn't even close to being touched right now on either. So I'm inclined to let it ride. But, you know, like, I don't know. I didn't really answer your question. You could justify doing it if you think the market's going to retract. And if you think we're going to lose that level again, then sell it and buy back lower. Right? Some of that shit I just don't like thinking about. Like, I only have so much brain power. And so spending it on like managing Apex and Samo is difficult. And that's like kind of a lazy answer, but how I feel. Anyway, this is a point for everybody to take note of at home. When you see these sort of like tight consolidations, it almost always means price is about to go one way or the other. Okay, because this is essentially two different parties. These are distribution wicks, these are demand wicks coming together. So that's what this up here. Distribution, down here, demand. And eventually somebody wins. Well, in this case, it was here. It's happening in a more loose fashion here. What did the MACD look like during that? Yeah, so it wasn't like crazy extended, but it had a run up and was just kind of sitting at like a decent, elevated but not crazy area and just moved sideways. Like literally 125, 130, like almost nothing. Oh man, Eesh. That's a high level of saltiness, no doubt. VXV, Vector Space AI. Yo, god damn. Looks rare. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, inverse brown indeed. It might have been. Marketech. If you find a different place, let me know. I'll pull it up. FET, everybody's favorite AI play. J-Bomb with one of the better questions we've had in a while. I'll look at Key in a second. And then I actually do have to go. Like, yeah, I got like 5-6 more minutes, then I gotta go. Yeah, so first off, by the way, FET actually doing pretty well. The question from JBomb967, which is a great name, J-Bomb. Since my name's Jared. What's up, J-Bomb? It's good shit. Acorin said scale out. He said, I'm in sin and it keeps breaking all-time highs. How do you decide when it's a good time to sell when in undiscovered territory without missing the extra pumps? Let's see how much alpha I can drop. Okay? No, that's not it. All right. God bless, this thing just keeps moving. I'll go to Mobox in a second here. Let's go to a 3-day. Does that work? All right. So right now, 242 was like the last real support area, right? Right now we're at 465. It is clearly in price exploration. Everything in this sector is going through crazy price exploration right now. Selling into price exploration is tough. A couple different ways you can handle this. First one, if you've doubled your money, I don't care if you bought it $1. I don't care if you bought it 240 or let's say you got down here 220 and you doubled up, got to 440. One strategy, sell half. Take out your initial and then not forget you own about it, but like look for a major reversal sign. When you see a major reversal sign, check on it every day, check on it every few hours, set alerts everywhere there is for breakdowns of levels, because theoretically when this stuff marks up, it's gonna form new resistance. It's the same thing that happened here. So we got boom, boom, up, a couple days of crazy move, and then it kind of moved sideways. Well, it did actually put in a pivot right here, okay? This little area from 220 to 240 ended up being support. So you can go, okay, we moved up, moved sideways, then we marked up again. So you could either take your money and go, all right, now I have support at 225 and I'll just let this thing ride. Or you take out half and I'll run this thing back to zero, but I don't want to be the guy like Jared, because I tell my story all the time. I bought Nvidia at $32. Nvidia stock at $42 or at $32. It doubled to $64 and I sold. And I was like, I'm the greatest trader in the world. I sold every bit of that bitch. Nvidia was last trading at like, $300 or something like that. Something insane. Let me see what it is right now. Yeah, so Nvidia's trading at $316. I bought it at 32, I sold it at 64, and I was like, I'm the greatest trader alive. And I left none. And then it just completed to be up, and never once after I bought it did it ever come back down and test my entry. Never once did it come back down and test my entry. But I sold all of it. But I did not get to ride any of that run up. So you can either manage it and look for reversal signs, sell half when you get a double and forget about it. But really, more likely, more of what I do is essentially when I get to a target, if I'm not sure about the FA long term, I'll sell 80% of it, leave the remaining 20%, call it a moon bag, call it a psych bag, call it whatever. And then even if it keeps running after you sell, you don't feel like you missed out. You're like, I still have skin in the game. I played it great while I had it, and I still got 20% left. So those are like 3 different ways that you can trade this. But what I personally do is I look for reversal signals on lower time frames. And I don't see any. Okay. This was one here. Caused a retrace. So you had R, broke out from the R, reset momentum on a lower time frame, and up only we go. So like, no, I see no reason to sell it. There's so many eyes on the metaverse. There's so many eyes on this sort of player right now. I would not sell that. The question was, do you see an entry on Litecoin? And no, I don't. Not necessarily because there isn't an entry on Litecoin. I just don't see a compelling reason to actually use some of my money on Litecoin. Yeah, no problem, J-Bomb. For the record, what Aquarian said was just scale, which means like have a target in mind. When you get there, sell 10%. If it gets to another target, sell another 10%. Just kind of take profits along the way. Another strategy too. So I guess that'd be 4. That's just not how I typically can do it. Yeah, Litecoin got crushed by the dump. But people are always going to dump Litecoin when shit gets bad. Look what happened from the spring, dude. Litecoin was $4.15, back down to $100. So while Bitcoin came down by half, Litecoin came down by 75%. It's up to you if you want to own some shit like that. All right, what is Mobox and how do I check it? MBX? MBox. Yeah, that had a run. Yeah, Ethereum is grinding down. I don't know what Mobax is, but that's somebody marking it up on volume. So it's grinding down, but, and this will kind of be my last thing because this has been a fucking marathon. When it comes to Ethereum right now, this is all that matters. Yeah, I see it. $39.97. This is all that matters right now. Do not lose sight of the bigger picture because you're looking at lower time frames. All right. I'm officially pausing the in-house jam music to give this announcement. We have 1 hour left. 1 hour left. Just kidding. We have 2 hours left until the end of the day. The end of the day is going to matter quite a bit. Yeah, the 4 hour doesn't look great. We want it to maintain, really we want it to turn it pretty soon here to maintain our bull div. And if not, it's going to punish me because I stepped in early before my trigger actually happened. So you got 2 hours left. Let's see where the day of the close is. But again, if you are looking at Ethereum or this chart, this is the one that matters. I don't care if we close right on it. All right. So keep an eye on that. As per my usual custom, this is my outro. 1 minute left. Any last questions? Thank you to all the newbies for coming in.
5 to the 4 to the 3, 2, 1.
Word.
If you're unfamiliar with this song, this is Started from the Bottom, Now We Here. That is the Stack Labs Telegram room. You can pop in, talk to me any time of the day. If you have any questions, please do. Key, that's right. Yeah, not great. For as much as AVAX is ripping for KDB doing this poorly, is not great. Bullish or bearish on Pokemon cards? Bullish. See you on Stack Chat. See you guys.